All right, let's take it to Senegal now and take a look at the fixtures for the 2015 African Youth Championship. Of course, it involves Nigeria, the much talked about Flying Eagles team led by Coach Manu Garba. I mean, a lot of expectation, and I hope that this team will not crumble under that weight of expectation. No doubt that this team is loaded with players. And if you look at the list of players that are not here, and you still look at the quality that we have, I mean, you will be happy that the future is bright for Nigeria.
Yeah, I think the future is very bright for Nigeria. From transiting from the under-17 to the under-20, they've been smooth firing. They've been in the form of their lives in their respective clubs as well. And of course, for the under-20 team, remember the way they actually played in the Super 6.
Especially in this game.
They were in the varsity.
Beat everybody apart from their senior brothers.
From their senior brothers, which they couldn't beat. So I think coming up against Senegal this weekend, the game will be played on Sunday. I think complacency should be taken out. I think the psychologists should actually spot the boys.
You have not won anything yet.
You have not won anything yet. You have to just go on. The Senegalese have actually drafted in a new coach. The former coach of the Teranga Lions is called Joseph Koto, and he has been able to revamp the team, and they are hoping to actually secure a win against the Flying Eagles. We hope this wouldn't happen. And,
we hope they won't get an upset again. But let's quickly run you through the fixtures if we have them. Hopefully it should come up on your screen. 2015 African Youth Championship in Group A. Kule just talked about it. Senegal takes on Nigeria. Congo takes on Côte d'Ivoire. Well, you should remember this Côte d'Ivoire side. They defeated Nigeria twice at the under-17 and they've progressed. So, I mean, you should spare a thought for them as well. Some of our star players in your picture there. In Group B, Ghana will be taking on South Africa. Mali take on Zambia. We should begin to take these teams serious, especially South Africa. Against all odds, in the under-17, they came, they got the ticket, beat us in the semi-final. No one saw that coming. So I think we should take all our matches seriously.
Very important.
All right, let's talk about, I call them the senior brothers, Dream Team. In case you still don't know the team I'm talking about, the under-23 side, led by Coach Samson Siasa, will be playing tomorrow. Gates have been thrown open. It will take a disaster for us not to qualify.
No, I think that would be absolutely disastrous, just like you said. The team haven't won in Libreville by 4-1.
Convincingly.
Convincingly.
You don't want to spoil that.
You don't want to spoil that. A draw will be enough to see them through. But of course, with the way the team have actually played, the likes of Ogene Karo, Otebo, Junior Ajayi, and others are actually in the form of their audience.
And of course, you want to give the fans something to see when the fans come to the stadium.
To the stadium to actually watch. So I think the Dream Team are actually poised for a victory. And of course, after this one, in about a fortnight's time, we should be getting set for the next round fixture against Zambia.
All right. Okay, let's leave the West African region now and go to South Africa. We went to South Africa for the big soccer invitational. But let's talk about the Soweto Derby. But let me ask you first, in terms of significance, do you think this has overtaken the Cairo Derby when you have Halali and Zamalek? Do you think, in terms of importance?
I think both are important, but in terms of the antipathy, the violence, that there are times that you can liken the Cairo Derby to, there are times that violence might actually be involved in the game at the end. But that of South Africa is always.
No, I'm looking at the hype. Let's forget the violence. In terms of the hype,
I think it's the South Africans. I think
they have overtaken.
Okay,
let's talk about the Cairo Derby. Kaizer Chiefs playing at home against Orlando Pirates, and I'm a big fan of. I should say this. I'm a big fan of
Orlando Pirates.
No, Kaizer Chiefs.
Kaizer Chiefs.
And because of one player, and I'm happy he's going to be in goal tomorrow. Tumalen Kune has been injured for a while. Former South African #1. It's sad because former Senzo Meyiwa probably, if he's not there, playing goal, I would have loved to see the best South Africa has to offer in terms of players, because you have a lot of players from both sides in the national teams. But let me put you on the spot. Where do you think this will go?
Yeah, I think looking at the way both teams have played so far this season, Kaizer Chiefs are topping the South African Premier League. They have 50 points. The team that are actually following them have 40. And Orlando Pirates, they are fourth on the league log, and they have 36 points. So we're looking on the basis of all this, they will want to extend their lead in the league.
But let me quickly tell you this. A lot of people will tell you that form doesn't really count when it comes to derbies. I don't know if
Don't forget, they're also playing at home. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. They are playing at home, and the coach have actually spoken. They said this is a game they wouldn't want to lose.
What, Baxter?
Yeah, Baxter, okay. Yeah. He said it's a game they wouldn't want to lose, and I see them actually securing a victory.
Okay, all right. So we'll see how that goes. That big one in Africa, a delight to watch. Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates. All right, let's move on to, we leave Africa totally now and travel to England, the most glamorous cup competition anywhere in the world. That's the English FA Cup. Quarterfinal fixtures. Hopefully that should come up on your screen shortly. Pick of the pack definitely has to be Manchester United against Arsenal. That should be on Monday.
Yeah,
and a lot of interesting fixtures. Let me see if I can read it out to you. Some Nigerians will be involved as well. Yakuba Egbeni will be involved for reading. Brown Ideye, Victor Anichebe, we hear he's injured or something, I don't know, but his club is involved. But let me run it through for you. Bradford take on Reading, Aston Villa take on West Brom, Liverpool take on Blackburn, Manchester United take on Arsenal. This was, what you're looking at is the last game that Arsenal played. I can see smiles on Kule's face. The last game Arsenal played in the FA Cup, I mean, 2 quick goals from Olivier Giroud.
Absolutely.
And was easy for Arsenal in this one. And I don't know, how do you think they'll fare against Manchester United?
It's a clash that is expected to witness all fireworks. And immediately the fixture actually came. Most Arsenal fans lost hope because looking at the pedigree of both teams, and even aside from the pedigree, the fact that Manchester United have dominated Arsenal in their last 15 meetings. Manchester United have won 11, lost 1, and drew 2. So on the basis of this, I think at times it doesn't even have to do with the form of both teams. It has to do with the team with the psychological advantage. And if most times when these teams play, Manchester United seems to always have that.
Even when they're not playing well.
Even
this
when they're
game,
not playing well.
Manchester United against Preston North End, they also won. It took them a while. They won this game, and we'll see how all of that pans out. We hope the Nigerians involved get to do well. Let's quickly talk about this one because we're really pressed for time. Qatar 2022. A lot has been said, but I think it's fitting for us to listen to the head of the organizing committee of the Qatar 2022 World Cup. That's Hassan Al-Tawadi. We'll quickly listen to him. Then when we'll come back, we'll give you our thoughts on the Qatar 2022 World Cup and, if time permits, the Cricket World Cup.
We're planning for a Summer World Cup. So in terms of the change, you see, be surprised because over the last 5 years, we were planning for a Summer World Cup. So in terms of the change for us, it's actually changing our plans as well. But we've always said it from the very beginning. We are ready for whatever the football community decides in terms of hosting the World Cup. But our plans have been from the very beginning, and up until the decision or the recommendation was provided and the decision gets made in the 19th of March, because the decision still isn't finalized. Yeah. But once the decision is finalized or gets made, we are ready to commit to whatever the football community decides. But our plans from day one have always been on the Summer World Cup. Now, once the decision gets made, whatever decision gets made, we will comply with it, and we're ready to comply with it. In relation to the European clubs, I mean, in the end, as we said, we have sympathy for everybody. There'll be people that, you know, will be with the decision. There are other people as well that will not necessarily agree with the decision. I understand their positions as well. But again, we've always been very clear. Whatever the international football community decides, we're in support of it.
All right. Let me quickly come to you. A decision has not been made yet, but it's looking likely that we're going to have a Winter World Cup. But what I'm going to ask you really is, because like Issa Atawadi said, they prepared for the Summer World Cup. A decision has not been made, but it's looking like it might be a Winter World Cup. But whatever time the World Cup is held, do you think Qatar will be ready?
Yeah, Qatar will be ready.
You sure?
Yeah, absolutely. They will be ready.
Okay. All right. As we wrap things up on the show, let's quickly tell you that South Africa will be involved tomorrow in the 2015 Cricket World Cup. They'll be playing against Pakistan. Of course, Zimbabwe will take on Ireland. And of course, a lot of things will be decided in Pool B of the 2015 Cricket World Cup, depending on that. What you have on screen is the game the Proteas lost against India. I dare say the best cricket team in the world, the Indians. All right, that's how we wrap things up on the show this morning. We do hope that you've enjoyed everything we've been able to do. You can join us next week when we will be coming your way again for Sports This Morning. My name is Yemi Adebayo. On behalf of everybody here and the guys behind the scenes, pressing the switches and pulling the buttons, bye-bye.